I'm going to judge you now. And they have to literally say, you know, what's happening. Let's take an example. This example isn't in the game, but this example I hope is going to inspire you. So you're into a throne room, and then someone storms in and says, "Sire, we've just caught this girl stealing food." You can then go into what's called a judgment. You can listen to this girl, listen to the person saying, you know, the cook saying, "Oh, you know, I was there and she stole some food and bread, and, you know, we've got to set an example of this because we can't have everybody coming in and stealing from your kitchens." At any time during this, you can say, I want to go and investigate this myself. Or you can say, right, I've heard enough. Right, it's time for me to pass the judgment now. It's time to decide on the fate. So you've got kind of the evidence first of all, then the decision, then we know what's going to happen and the fate section. Or you could continue and the little girl would say, "Oh, you know, my family is starving and I've got to have some food," and you can listen to her case. And again, at any time you can go out and you could go and visit her family. Or you could go to the kitchens, and indeed, during any time of this, right, I've had enough of this, I'm going to pass judgment. It's kind of a new way of actually getting quests, this. You can think of it that way. And then once you've said, right, I've heard enough, you then have a choice of what you're going to do. Are you going to, you know, go down to your treasure rooms and throw her a handful of gold? Are you going to say, well, stealing is stealing after all, let's just dispatch with her, throw in the dungeons. May not be terribly popular, that decision, but there you go. Or you could say, you know, okay, let's just let her off. And this is all about you being ruler, you feeling power and feeling the ability to actually pass judgments on the land. And think of those judgments, everything from the most trivial crust of bread being stolen to, indeed, you know, huge countrywide thing. You know, shall we go to war? I'd inspire you and think that way. So judgments are a completely new mechanic. The other new mechanic that we've got is called touch. And this was really important, and this idea of touch came about from you being ruler. And, you know, we were thinking about the old expression system in Fable, and many of you journalists parodied this old expression system of where, when you're doing an expression, you can dance on the spot. I was going to do it then, but I'm going to now. You could break wind, which us English people find enormously funny, and we probably sold 20% more copies just because of that. Germans don't find it funny at all, quite understandably. And, that was fine. And we'd done 50 or 60 of these expressions, and they were involving doing chicken dances. And we were kind of thinking, well, should we do expressions with Fable III? I mean, now you're king, it's not really going to be applicable doing the Michael Jackson moonwalk on your throne. I mean, it's funny, it's going to make people laugh, but you're not going to feel that sense of power. So we started experimenting with something called touch. And that is the ability, the interesting thing, is in Fable 1 and Fable 2, and in many, many games for me, the main character feels completely detached from the world. It's very, very rare that you see game characters, physically touching people. And certainly in Fable 2, okay, you could stroke your dog, but it didn't really feel like you had a connection. Well, why don't we change that in Fable 3? So, let's give you this example. Let's say when you're wooing somebody, which was funny and charming that you could do a dance in front of the woman and she would kind of fall in love with you instantly, but it really wasn't what I would call gameplay. Well, now we've got this new system of touching. So when you first meet someone, sure enough, you can shake their hand, or you can refuse to shake their hand. Later on, you earn the right to turn that shaking hand into a hug. Later on, that hug can turn into an embrace. And later on, you can earn, earn a, full passionate snog. Then why? I won't tell you where it leads to, but you don't need to use too much of your imagination as to where this touch mechanic can lead to. I'm not saying there's cupping, by the way, but there is, that feeling of embracing and touching, which is so important. And once we've got that, suddenly you start to feel much more connected. Imagine this scenario. Imagine you come into your throne room and you're passing judgment and your son or daughter storms into the room and says, Daddy, look, I've got a new toy castle. And imagine being able to reach out, hold your arms out and embrace that child, your child. How does that make you feel? That is such a human emotion. So we were installing this one-touch mechanic. But it doesn't stop there, because once we had that touch idea, there's another magical thing that happened, and it's called dynamic touch. And what dynamic touch enables you to do is enables you to, at any time, to reach out and touch someone, to hold someone's hand, to pull them along, to walk side by side, to be pulled by them, to be able to take the person that you love onto the top of a cliff top and hold their hand and look at the sunset. To be able to, and I want you to leave you with this thought, and again this is all about being ruler, it's all about touching people as ruler and how that makes you feel, but it's also about moments like this. Imagine hearing the cries from a young child in the house. And you, as a hero, as a ruler, or even on the journey to rule, you storm into that house to save that child. Now, in Fable 1 and Fable 2, you could rush up and you'd go up to this child and it would come up on screen saying, press A to save the child. Yeah, that's not too good, really, is it? Once you've got dynamic touch, rushing up to that child, grabbing them by the hand, then pulling against you because they're too frightened of the flames, you getting part way through the burning house collapses, they say, no, I can't go any further, you using dynamic touch to cuddle them and reassure them, again pulling them out of the situation, and then eventually being able to pick them up and hold them in your arms and run through the door to everyone outside seeing how amazing you are, you saved this child. That's more like this sense of emotion that we want. Being able to touch people as ruler and see how they react, that's more what we want. So there's some little clues of those gameplay mechanics. Now I'm gonna tease you with how we're doing this. I think it's a pretty big thing on the touch mechanic, and that's only one tiny sliver of the new gameplay that we're going to be unveiling. So that's not the big thing, the big puzzle I set you out. So Fable 3 will be coming out in 2010. Don't expect it too early in 2010. In 2010 on the 360, and we're still working very, very hard on Milo and Kate. Really, that's the end of my announcements. The big announcement is Fable 3. Really, please, again, judge us on how much more we introduce into Fable, and please enjoy the sense of power that we're going to give you with Fable 3. Thank you very much.